All right. Hey, everybody, this is Riptieron. Welcome back to another episode of Riptieron's World. I am here in Minecraft world. I just want to take a little bit of time to express how much I enjoy doing these videos and showing you guys around my world because this actually helps me a lot whenever I look at my world on video, because it's one thing to be living in a space and working in a space, but if you don't actually take a look at it from someone else's perspective, it can be a little, well, uh, overwhelming, and it's hard to sum up what you need to do in your world. Um, this week I've spent a little bit of time doing some small things and realizing what it is that I need to do overall. And one of the biggest things that I need to do overall, quite honestly, is, whoops, darn it. One of the biggest things I need to do is get rid of this, because I didn't plan any of that. That's just like straight out of my head onto the ground, and it really wasn't planned out. But now that I see it there, it's made me realize that I need to plan some of this area. And there are some good things about it and some bad things about it. One of the good things is this basic pad here, this plane that meets with the ground level, has been ironed out. I really like this area. It's not that it's so amazing, but it's just it's very functional, and it gets me in and out, and it doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's organized. I like organization in a natural state. I like the estate, you know. What I want this place to look like is like a kingdom, and this has that very planned out, organized kingdom feel. So I like that. I like doing things like that. Now, this is going to be an entrance to another part of my base that I haven't yet expanded into. I'm actually not sure what I'm going to do with that. What I originally had planned on doing, which I decided against because I did it right here, is basically, let me just show, oh, I don't have a bucket of water. Well, in any event, a bucket of water, if you dump a bucket of water on this square right here, a source block, it will wash out in this pattern. And if I take bone meal and I bone meal that square, or this square, or this square, or all of those squares, I'll get a bunch of grass, and you can see a little flowers still outside, and it'll spread up the hill here and outside here, but that's okay, because I just want to dump water and bone meal, dump water, bone meal, dump water, bone meal, and get my red and yellow dye. The world spawns a lot of that. So I get these poppies. I don't know what they are. Yeah, I think they're like the poppy plant. That gives me red dye, and this gives me yellow dye. And from that I can get red, yellow, and orange, and pink with the bone meal. And essentially this entire, I'm happy with the way this is through here. I'm happy with the way this becomes a landing. I'm not happy with this architecture. And now that we've got some new glass, yeah, we've got some new glass in the new 13W41B snapshot, we can start experimenting. And one of the biggest things that I want to change about this build is, you see the way this comes down, it's nice and centered right here. I want the building to be centered on this. So I'm going to tear this down eventually. And my center block is going to be right here. So I'm going to open this up to a 3 wide opening. There's going to be an entranceway right here. That will disappear. All of this is going to go away. This side over here may change, but I think there's still going to be an entrance. But I'm going to tear out all the front here and make it look more like my base. You know, this just is stone and glass, and there's nothing to it. I need to have a little more character to the build. You know, this is just flat. Anyway, so you can expect that to happen. The glass here, I did a boo-boo. Yep, I did a boo-boo. What I did was I put colored glass in here, and then I was visiting someone's server and forgot to change the back to the snapshot, and I opened this up on the old snapshot and it deleted all my glass. So yeah, I had some glass mapped out here, and you know, I was playing around with the different colors and taking a look at it. But not to worry, because I've got some other glass to show you. What I did was I revamped the area around here, because also when I got back, the gate was missing. It didn't get rid of the stone, but it did put it out. I did a few things in this area to spice it up. So, you know, just playing around. This is one color block. That's a different color block. That's a different color block. This is light blue, cyan, and, well, that's light blue. That's like, I think that's another type of blue, and this is cyan. Yeah, and but anyway, there are several different colors in here, but they're all matching. This is the blue, like I don't know what color blue, but it's a darker blue. I think that's actually the blue color. So it doesn't match up with any of the other blues that I have over here, so I left it out. I just left it right there to show you. Anyway, so yeah, I revamped the gate, and tell me what you think, because I like to hear about it. I kind of was going for a random type of dispersal, you know, because I've got the blocks going real close here, and this is the I don't know if that's, I think that's like it's not cyan, it's the magenta block, and that's the purple block, that's the cyan block, that's light blue. Okay, yeah, purple, magenta, light blue, cyan, yeah. And I've got the colors kind of dispersing. This is white. They actually have a white glass tint, which is nice, because for those of you who want like ice but don't want ice blue, this kind of gives you a lighter kind of color. And notice behind here you have the two yeah, I don't know what, while I'm moving you can see it happening, but oh, and another thing is the z-axis is fighting on these. It was worse. It's actually not as bad as it was, because I have more stair blocks in here, and they fight with the half slabs. Doesn't do it with any other block, but the half slabs, they just go nuts. And they tell me it's because of the z-axis. So you can expect to get a vibration. And I was thinking about making like a room with lamps underneath that flash, you know, doing a little redstone work and getting some chickens dancing around on a dance floor, like do a 70s disco style, but I couldn't come up with a good idea to how to do the big mirror ball. But anyway, we still might make a dance floor in here somewhere. That would be a cool project just to have. I made a small spawner. This is a very small spawner. Let me sleep. Well, I don't want to sleep yet. Basically, I'm getting very slow drops, but really the only reason I made this is to get gunpowder. And this spawner it's a very simple spawner. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Etho's drop spawner. It's a very simple design, but my take on this was I didn't want to spend a lot of time hollowing out a bunch of space for this. So what I did was, and I believe it's right here. I think it's right here. I'm not really sure. I do know that if I open a block here, I get it somewhere in here. I should have left some cobblestone slabs, but I've forgotten. Anyway, let's open it up and see what's not there. Okay, it must be up one. So let me replace those. And yeah, right here it is. And it looks like there's light in there. Oh my goodness. There's not. It's just me. Okay, this is what it is. This is your basic spawner. It generates very slowly. Two reasons. Number one, I'm not really close enough down there. This is actually 23 block drop, and there's another level. There's only 2 levels, but this is the spawner. It's just a simple walk-off gravity-fed water kill 'em up spawner, but it's efficient for what I need. I don't really want a monster spawner in my base area because I don't want anything to slow it down. It's just something to steadily gather gunpowder, and this does it. I mean, I do get, you know, it's better than having to go out and kill a couple of creepers every night. And it's a lot safer too. It does it for me. And that's all I really want. I want a couple of creepers. And slowly I'll gain gunpowder, and then I'll be able to make my dynamite. I don't even have any projects for which I need dynamite yet. But here we go. This gives me what I need. And I'm happy. That is a great little project that I did. It was real simple. I just, you know, as you saw, I just hollowed out a 9x9 area, 9 squares by 9 squares, and then I filled it in with the ledges, and they just simply walk right off. And during the daytime, that gets pretty constant, but very not a whole lot of drops. I'd say every 30 seconds I get a drop. So we should be seeing some any second now, but I think it's nighttime. If I go up here and I harvest netherwort, and this is actually the drop tube right here. You can see them drop past. If I go up and harvest or stay anywhere on this level, they spawn like crazy. But down there on that level, it turns it off. So unless I'm like real active up here, I got nothing. So every now and then I like to walk around up here. The other thing I want to show you, and darn it, I have to take a little trip for this. Get a minecart out and throw that down into my inventory. I don't need these blocks. Okay, let's get out here. Let's take a little trip in the nether. We need to take a trip to the end because I saw something online that I was impressed with. And it was actually done by Seth Bling. Seth Bling made a... Uh-oh. I can... Okay, it's fine. Seth Bling made himself a little, what he called the poor man's ender farm. And no, I don't want to sleep. I would like to go back to my base. But I don't want it. Anyway, it's not going to matter. So, yeah, we have tamed the end, and I am now in the end. Seems to be nighttime here all the time. I should really make that better. Yeah. Pay your respect to the Enderman. Head down, head down. Respect the Enderman. And you can still see a little bit of experience that I left behind here. What I have done is out here, I have made myself a very small, functional ender farm based on Seth Bling's design. Now, his design had a square, oh, jeez, had a square right here in the middle. Excuse me. And his square basically was there to center himself up in his little area here. Now, I have a button up here. The button controls a bunch of timers that push down a bunch of pistons on this outer ring right here. Good Lord, they're up there too. Let me go up and show you some of this redstone. Now, what we've got up here is from the button that goes up, and behind that wall there, which I had to enclose all this and put water over it because Endermen, oh my goodness, they were getting trapped up in here until I did something. And I walked over here to go back home, and about 50 Endermen came down this little, they were all trapped from this side. Now I'm going to go over here and show you how it works. I did notice that in the snapshot there are some differences. I don't know. Seth Bling did a very poor job of explaining how it worked. He did an overview of how it worked. But I think Seth takes for granted some of the redstone intricacies, because at the start of his T flip-flop, what he called a T flip-flop, it didn't operate. It would turn the pistons on and off, and it would keep them down. And they would just go up and then down again, and it would reset immediately. And I did it exactly the way he did it. I actually found that there was one little piece of redstone on the top of the T flip-flop that made it all work. And I've reviewed his tape. It was not present in his build, and yet it worked. Now, whether that was a difference between this version and the other version redstone working, I don't know, but I just know that his version, according to what I saw, maybe there was a torch underneath I couldn't see, or redstone underneath I couldn't see, in any event, it was a very poor explanation. All right, I'm going to just look at some of these Endermen and get them over here. This is a very efficient design. It works awesome. And I've expanded it. Good grief. Hold on. Music and sounds, enemy monsters. Why would that ever be up that high? Okay. Back to game. Alright, hopefully this won't. There we go. Because these guys can get enormously loud. Now the big difference is he had just 3 wide, just like this, all the way around his central square. That was a little too cozy for my comfort. I put down these little half slabs to keep me from going out, because it's just 2 squares tall, and if I put those down I can't bump, bump, bump. See, that's a safety feature. Now notice how they're tracking me. This is good because you want them all on that 1 square right there, because that's where the pistons come down. Over here, if I get too many Endermen, they'll be on that square back there and they won't get hit. And they'll just be waiting in line, and then you got a problem, because as you kill the front row, the next row comes forward and you get confused. You don't know how many hits they've had or whatever. So you end up killing a few on the next round, and they take up slots for your efficiency. It's just not good. So let's spread them out a little bit and hit the button. Now I have a looting sword this time, so I'll be able to get a little more loot. See that guy hanging out in the back? He's not going to be effective. Alright, so they teleport away as they die, most of them. And that's kind of bad, but hey, come on up. Come on up. Now you do have to wait for this to reset. Come on, dude. Walk away. Don't walk away from me. Good Lord. They will teleport into this little area, this space right here occasionally. And that's bad. So you need to look. That's why I put that square there, so I'd know where to stand. Because if I'm standing here, normally they won't teleport in. But if I'm over here, they will. And I've been hit a couple of times. So, alright, that's much better. It took me a little while to get the timing of those repeaters right. But that's really all the trouble I have with this system. Anyway, yeah, got lots of ender portals for days, and that's good. So I do like having the ender portals. It works extremely efficiently. I am going to make an XP farm, ethos style. That is the best, the most economical farm I have seen yet, and I think it works awesome. And so I'm going to make one. That is still a bit too high, isn't it? Yeah. So I'm going to make an ethos style. And one of the things is I need to mine a bunch of this obsidian. But I can't do it quite yet. So, pull up. Huh. Okay, a couple of pearls out here. Oh, even more than that. Oh my goodness, this looting sword does a great job. See how many there are here. Whoops. This build did take sticky pistons and a lot of patience. One stack ought to do me. Okay, let's go back home. You don't want to see that. Sleep. Now, today's project is going to be getting started on the bridge. Basically, I want to get out and do this project back here. I've already cleared this out and laid a little groundwork for where the bridge is going to go. And I want to make this whole area up here look a little more presentable so that I have terraformed this so that there are not any spawnable places up here, and this looks a little less like a hillside and a little more like a castle side. Over there is a base area, a future base area. There's a bunch of jungle over there that I want to get into, and that's going to become my primary source of wood for things like torches, sticks, that sort of thing. I don't so much like the way the jungle wood looks, but I do like the fact that you can make a jungle tree and chop it down really quickly. But anyway, I think that's going to be in the next episode. I've gotten long-winded. I've talked for about 30 minutes now. But we're going to go over there, and we're going to make a bridge right out to this big area right here. And I'm going to get started on that. And in the next episode, you can see my progress. So, we'll see you later. Thanks. Bye.